Good evening, everyone. Let's get right to breaking news in Vancouver, where a car has careened into a home, killing one of the people who lived inside. The crash happened around 6:30 tonight, and we just got an update from investigators. But let's give you a sense of the location. The house is on Annander Avenue, right near the corner, I should say, of 4th Plain and Fruit Valley Road. And that is where we find our Catherine Cook. Catherine, what can you tell us about the victims here? Because I understand there is more than one.
That's right, David. Vancouver police tell us a woman who was here tonight was killed, as well as a family pet. This is an extremely sad night. Two other people who live here are now without a home. A chaplain with the Vancouver Fire Department was here earlier trying to help. And that crash was not the only one that happened at this intersection tonight. First responders surround the house at 4th Plain Boulevard and Fruit Valley Road in Vancouver Thursday night. A closer look shows where a red car broke through the fence and crashed into the home. Vancouver police say a woman inside the home and a family pet were killed. Two other people who live here are now displaced. Katrina Homola lives a block away.
I think it's absolutely crazy. Like, I can't imagine being in my house and thinking that I'm safe, having dinner or whatever, and the next minute, you're gone.
Medics took the driver of the red car to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say impairment and speed were both factors in the crash. A short time later, witnesses described a second unrelated crash in the same intersection.
This white Honda CRV that was coming down pretty fast and just blew through all of the police cars, through the caution tape. It sounded like he clipped the end of the fire truck that was parked in front of this house.
Haley Dale says she watched as police helped the driver out of the car.
He was kind of stumbling around a little bit.
And drove him away in handcuffs. For everyone here, it's a lot.
It just breaks my heart for the family.
Back live in Vancouver, you can see that red car is still lodged inside the house tonight. Vancouver police tell us once the driver of that car is released from the hospital, they'll face charges including DUI and vehicular manslaughter. David, back to you.
Catherine Cook in Vancouver. Catherine, appreciate your reporting tonight. Let's get to new details now about the man suspected of kidnapping a Seattle woman and locking her up in a makeshift cinder block cell. Thankfully, that woman managed to escape. But it turns out before the suspect, Nagasi Zuberi, moved to Klamath Falls, he lived in Clark County. And as Mike Benner reports tonight, the suspect's neighbors say they thought something was off from the start.
This Clark County home right by Prairie High School is where Nagasi Zuberi lived from summer 2022 to spring 2023. Neighbors tell us they had a bad feeling about the 29-year-old, and that includes Danny Bratskoff.
He did make some threats towards me that he was going to stab me or kill me if he catches me outside somewhere.
Get off my property! Get off my property!
Bratskoff says this cell phone video he shot is proof of Zuberi's bizarre behavior.
That night that he was yelling at me, he literally looked like a killer. Literally, his eyes were just, it was actually scary.
I stayed away because I knew he was a hothead.
This woman did not want to share her name, but she also lived near Zuberi. She wasn't aware of what he did for a living, only that he made some cash by breeding and selling pit bulls, about 10 of them, and subleasing space in his house.
Like, he was subleasing every single space that you could possibly, like literally the living room, I think they had like a little open area when you come up the stairs, kind of like a loft area. He was subleasing that. There were beds there. Like, it was weird. There was a lot of different people.
While it may have been weird, it pales in comparison to what the FBI revealed about Zuberi on Wednesday. Federal agents say in mid-July he solicited a woman for sex in Seattle, then told her he was an undercover cop and she was under arrest. Zuberi then shackled the woman and drove her 450 miles south to his new home in Klamath Falls, sexually assaulting her along the way. Inside the garage of this home Zuberi was renting, from the mayor of Klamath Falls of all people, he's accused of locking the woman up in a cinder block cell.
The woman fought for her life, beating the doors and the walls of this cell with bloodied hands. Through her perseverance, she broke free and waved down a passing motorist.
Within hours of the woman's daring escape, police captured Zuberi in Nevada, one of the 10 states he's called home in the last 10 years. And since his arrest, detectives have tied Zuberi to 3 more sexual assaults in 3 of those states. And they fear there could be even more victims. And perhaps that explains why the FBI paid Bratskoff and his roommates a visit earlier this week.
There was multiple victims. There was multiple girls that they showed pictures of to us, and they were asking us if we knew about these people or these girls. We obviously didn't know any of them.
What Bratskoff and other neighbors do recall is seeing a young woman crying outside Zuberi's Vancouver home months ago when he still lived there.
My husband's like, do you want us to call the cops? Like, do you need help? Do you want some tea? Like, it's freezing out here. And she's like, no, I'm not going to tell you what he did to me. She said those exact words.
Words that now haunt Zuberi's old neighbors, who are relieved he's off the streets and behind bars.
So I'm so happy that he's gone, and hopefully it's going to be for a while.
I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
And this evening, another update with NBC News reporting that in 2020 in California, Zuberi allegedly attacked, abused, and threatened to kill another woman and their 2 children before she sought a protective order against him. That is according to court records. It's unclear if that restraining order was ever issued or if the case was dropped. We will keep you posted. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, in Gresham, a 33-year-old motorcyclist is dead after police say he collided with an SUV. The crash was this afternoon near Stark and Southeast 168th. We understand the driver of the other vehicle remained at the scene and is cooperating. No word yet on the cause. New details on another deadly crash between a freight train and a car that killed 3 people and sent a 4th to the hospital. This was near Jervis in Marion County and was breaking news last night at 11. Authorities now say it does not appear drugs or alcohol were involved. The crash was on a farm access road with stop signs at the crossing. It's not clear if there were flashing lights or barriers. Investigators say it appears the driver of the car did not obey traffic control devices. And it's the end of an era as we get set to pump our own gas in Oregon. Governor Kotek's office confirmed us she's expected to sign that bill into law tomorrow. Now, just a reminder, offering self-serve gas is completely up to individual stations. If they don't want to, they don't have to. Some Oregon communities will also allow self-serve around the clock, while others won't, though rest assured even self-serve stations will have attendants to help if needed. Well, now to the arrest and arraignment of former President Donald Trump, who this afternoon pleaded not guilty to 4 new felony charges in his 3rd criminal indictment. In the latest federal case, Trump is accused of conspiring to overturn an election he had lost, disenfranchising voters, and defrauding the government he once led. The indictment spells out that Trump had a right to free speech, even to lie about the election results. But the charges are centered on his alleged actions leading up to the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol, including schemes in multiple states involving fake electors. Now, here's how one presidential historian summed it all up.
This is a day that we have never seen before in American history.
Yeah, we certainly haven't. Trump has denied the charges, once again called the case politically motivated. The next appearance in this matter is set for August 28th, when a trial date might be set. And a 4th indictment in Atlanta's Fulton County could also be on the way, related to Trump's efforts to overturn election results in the state of Georgia.